Hey guys, is glyphosate making you stupid? Now, glyphosate is a weed killer, but is it actually safe? Hey guys, I'm Dr. Shawn Baker. Join me today as we take a look at Roundup, the most popular weed killer in the world. We are going to look at the research asking if it affects the human brain, whether it's safe, if it is in your food, and how things got this way. So hang on to your crop sprayer and let's see what we can learn about this. Glyphosate is the active ingredient in the herbicide Roundup, a Monsanto product. People also buy it as glyphosate from other brands. Now, according to the EPA, it has been used since 1974. Remember that date because we're going to come back to that soon. EPA's position is that there are no risks associated with using glyphosate. So why is it that the International Agency for Research on Cancer, the IARC, has classified glyphosate as a probable carcinogen? Their conclusion was that the EPA used data that was registrant commission, which means that the glyphosate industry, Monsanto, paid for the information while the IARC used research data. As you can see, the EPA's industry-sponsored data was 99% negative, whereas IARC research was 70% positive. Already, doesn't it look like something fishy is going on here? We are constantly told that plant-based diets are supposedly healthier and better for the environment, but what about the glyphosate use? We had better hope this stuff is safe, right? Glyphosate is sprayed on cereal crops. It is sprayed within the last 7 to 14 days before harvest. This kills the plant and improves the harvest yield because plants are so green, they're not going to release their seeds. This strategy is also used on wheat, again, with about a 7-day interval before harvest. Do you think all glyphosate is gone by 7 days? Well, of course not. Okay, it's also used on citrus in case you're thinking that fruit is somehow protected. A Canadian food study looked at glyphosate residues in fruits, vegetables, grains, and pulsed products and other finished foods. They found that 42.3% of the foods still had glyphosate residues on them. With 46 non-compliant samples, they concluded that there was no long-term health risk to Canadian consumers. Is that accurate? Let's take a look. Well, a 2021 article in the Archives of Toxicology found that glyphosate impaired the synapses between neurons and caused cognitive deficits in lab rats. Now, the International Journal of Molecular Science published a study looking at the toxic effects of glyphosate on the nervous system of different species. They concluded that glyphosate caused abnormal cell development, neuronal growth, and myelination. It's toxic to neurotransmission, causes oxidative stress, as well as neuroinflammation and mitochondrial dysfunction, resulting in behavior and motor disorders. And it did this at doses below the safe limits set by the agencies. Another study looked at whether it is associated with neurological health outcomes in humans. After reviewing 1,532 adults, they concluded that yes, it is associated with negative neurological health outcomes. Other studies have shown that it increases brain inflammation, and we know that that can change the balance between excitatory and inhibitory neurotransmitters. If it inhibits long-term potentiation in your hippocampus, which would slow your learning ability, as well as promoting autism in offspring of exposed mothers, despite that, there is a published research claiming that it doesn't harm humans. If you want to understand why researchers would say that, look at the declarations at the end of the study, which shows the declared conflicts of interest. So you see, they're paid to say that and not even hiding it from you. Now, Roundup is supposed to be only toxic to plants, affecting an energy pathway known as a Shikimati pathway, where energy is produced in the plant cells. But this pathway also exists in bacteria, and mitochondria have bacterial type DNA. And in fact, mitochondria are vulnerable to glyphosate. So what happens to nerve cells when their mitochondria are damaged? They develop oxidative stress and they don't work normally or even die. Okay, so you saw that one of these studies showed that autism could result from glyphosate exposure. Let's take a look at the overall rate of autism. We'll use California since they kept fairly good records. When looking at this chart, isn't it striking how until the mid-1970s, the rate of autism in the U.S. was almost totally flat. And what year was glyphosate introduced? Oh yeah, 1974. Purely coincidence, I'm sure. Another research study looked at the rate that glyphosate was used and the rate of death from Alzheimer's disease. In this graph, the red line represents the rate of glyphosate used in the United States, and the yellow bars are the rates of death from Alzheimer's. What do you think? Lucky for us carnivores, ruminant animals such as cattle and sheep have a microbiome in their 4-chambered stomach that denatures glyphosate, so it isn't absorbed much and is excreted in fecal matter, so their gut gets rid of it essentially. So we know that products like meat and milk are essentially free of glyphosate, so that's one nice advantage to this. And so these studies that we have discussed show a potential link. It's not definitely causal, but it makes you think about that stuff, and maybe avoiding that might be best for you. If you'd like to see how not eating plants helped save Jordan Peterson from debilitating mental health issues and some other amazing carnivore success stories, check out the link here or in the description. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.